Imagine pulling up to your neighborhood pool at dawn, keys in hand, ready for a peaceful swim, only to have a self-appointed HOA enforcer burst in. Phone recording, screaming you're a trespasser and dialing emergency services like you're a criminal mastermind. What she didn't count on was the quiet guy she targeted having a son in law enforcement, turning her power trip into a humiliating spectacle that exposed every lie she'd built her throne on. In the manicured suburbs of Sunnyvale, California, where picket fences hid simmering resentments and every lawn was measured for compliance, lived Alex Thompson, a software engineer who'd bought his modest ranch-style home 5 years ago for the promise of quiet stability. The neighborhood, Whispering Oaks, boasted tree-lined streets, a community park, and that gleaming centerpiece, the residence pool, funded by HOA dues and meant for everyone to unwind. But lately, the air felt thick with unspoken rules, enforced by one woman who treated the bylaws like her personal scripture. Enter Brenda the Enforcer Wilkins, the HOA president who'd clawed her way to the top by volunteering for every committee. Clipboard always at the ready, her smile as sharp as a subpoena. She preached community standards at every meeting, her voice dripping with faux concern. But behind it lurked a control freak terrified of losing her grip on the tiny empire she'd built. Alex had always played by the book. He mowed his lawn on schedule, recycled religiously, and even pitched in for the annual block party. But whispers started circulating last summer, subtle at first. Neighbors murmured that Alex was trouble, that he'd been spotted bending rules at the pool. It was all nonsense, sparked by Brenda spotting him once chatting with a guest after hours. She didn't confront him privately, oh no. She posted a vague reminder on the HOA Facebook group, tagging him indirectly with phrases like certain residents should review access protocols. Comments piled up, we all pay dues. Why should some get special treatment? Alex saw the post, felt the sting, but said nothing. He knew jumping in would only fuel the fire. Instead, he screenshot everything, noting dates and times, building a digital fortress while the rumors festered like weeds in a perfect yard. The pool was Alex's sanctuary after grueling coding sessions, a place to float away the stress of deadlines and family life. His wife, Maria, worked nights as a nurse, and their teenage son, Jake, often joined him for laps. But Brenda had other ideas. One crisp morning, as Alex unlocked the gate at 6:45 a.m., well within posted hours, Brenda materialized like a bad omen, her yoga pants swishing aggressively. "Excuse me, Alex," she cooed, her tone laced with that patronizing sweetness reserved for naughty children. "I believe you're a tad early today. The board's been discussing adjustments for maintenance." Alex paused. Key and lock. The sign says 6:30 a.m. Opening. Has that changed? Brenda's smile tightened, eyes narrowing. "Well, not officially. But we're all about proactive compliance here. Wouldn't want any accidents. Now would we?" She jotted something on her clipboard, making sure Alex saw the flourish. He nodded politely, entered anyway, but felt her gaze boring into his back like a security laser. Words spread faster than Brenda's passive-aggressive emails. By afternoon, a neighbor sidled up to Alex at the grocery store. "Heard you're pushing boundaries at the pool, buddy. Careful, Brenda's got eyes everywhere." Alex chuckled it off externally, but inside, he seethed. This wasn't about rules, it was about Brenda flexing, painting him as the outlier to solidify her saintly image. He started logging interactions. July 15th, verbal warning for early entry, no bylaw cited. Patience was his weapon, he knew hotheads like Brenda thrived on reactions. Meanwhile, she ramped up her sermonizing at the next HOA meeting. Standing at the podium in the community center, her voice booming through the cheap mic. Friends, our amenities are a privilege, not a right. I've seen flagrant disregard lately, and it pains me to say, but enforcement is key to our harmonious living. Eyes darted to Alex in the back row. He sat stone-faced, phone discreetly recording. Tension simmered into a slow boil as Brenda's tactics evolved from nudges to nooses. New signs popped up overnight around the pool. No unauthorized guests, violators will be noted. No vote. No notice, just Brenda's decree. Alex brought Jake one weekend, Brenda swooped in. Phone out. Alex. Dear. Is this young man on the approved list? We can't have just anyone dipping in. Can we? Safety first. Jake shot Alex a confused look. He's my son. Brenda. Lives here. She feigned surprise, clutching her pearls metaphorically. Oh. Of course. But protocols. You know. I'll just make a quick note. Later. An email pinged, reminder, family verification required for pool access. Failure may result in temporary suspension. Alex replied calmly, please cite the bylaw section. Crickets. But the isolation crept in. Neighbors who'd barbecued with him last year now waved curtly, avoiding eye contact. Don't want to get on her bad side, one whispered apologetically over the fence. Then came the cameras. Brenda announced them triumphantly in a newsletter, enhancing security for our cherished pool, because we care. But the angles were suspicious, one aimed at the lounge chairs where Alex often sat, another at the gate he used. No coverage for the actual blind spots. Alex tested it one evening, lingering a minute past closing. Sure enough, Brenda appeared the next day at his door, printout in hand. Alex. This timestamp shows you overstaying. We're trying to be fair, but repeated issues force our hand. Her voice was honeyed venom. It's for the community's good, think of the children. Alex raised an eyebrow. Overstaying by 60 seconds? And where's the footage of Mrs. Johnson's pool party last week that ran 2 hours late? Brenda's cheeks flushed. That's different. She cleared it with me. Alex smiled thinly. Ah. So approval is personal now? She huffed off. But the fines followed, $50 for unauthorized overtime usage. He paid it, but attached a query, requesting hearing per HOA Bylaws Article 7. Ignored. The muzzling deepened. Whispers turned to outright avoidance. Alex's invites to neighborhood events dried up. Brenda manipulated the narrative masterfully, dropping hints in group chats. Sad to see some folks resisting simple guidelines. Divides us all. Alex felt the walls closing. But he observed. Documented. He researched HOA laws late nights, discovering California statutes required even enforcement and due process. Brenda's selective shenanigans? Textbook abuse. He confided in Maria over dinner, she's turning this place into her fiefdom. Maria sighed. Fight back? Alex shook his head. Not yet. Let her overplay. And she did. Her fear of losing control making her ridiculous. At a board meeting, when another resident questioned a fine, Brenda snapped. If you don't like order, perhaps Whispering Oaks isn't for you. The room shifted uncomfortably, her mask cracked, revealing the petty tyrant beneath. The pressure cooker hissed louder as Brenda's paranoia peaked. Fines stacked, another $100 for suspicious guest activity after Jake brought a friend. Alex contested in writing, no guest policy violated, please provide evidence. Brenda's reply was a masterpiece of deflection. As president, I must prioritize collective welfare over individual queries. But neighbors murmured dissent now. One emailing Alex anonymously, "She's out of control." "You're not alone." Isolation cracked. Alex's quiet resolve inspired subtle alliances. Still, Brenda doubled down. Installing a keypad lock on the pool gate. Emailing keys only to compliant residents. Alex's code? Temporarily deactivated for review. He showed up anyway with his physical key, grandfathered from purchase. Brenda confronted him poolside. Voice rising, "This is insubordination. Hand it over. Or I'll have no choice but to escalate." Alex stayed cool. "Escalate to what? Brenda? The board you control?" Her lopsided logic shone in absurd glory. "It's about equity," she proclaimed, while her cronies lounged unchecked. Alex mired her in bureaucracy, requesting endless clarifications that exposed her inconsistencies. She grew frantic. Her emails frantic. "Your persistent questioning undermines community spirit." At the pool one sweltering afternoon, she blocked his path, face inches from his. "Alex, you're making this personal. Just comply, and we can all be friends." He replied softly. "Friends don't surveil each other." Her eyes bulged, the chink in her armor widened. Neighbors watched. Phones out now, not hers alone. Brenda's reign teetered, her overreach breeding quiet rebellion. Alex knew the boil-over was near, he just needed her to light the match. Dawn broke on that fateful July morning, the pool shimmering under the rising sun. A deceptive calm before Brenda's storm. Alex arrived at 7:01 a.m. Kids splashing nearby. Neighbors sipping coffee on loungers. The gate clanged, Brenda charged in. Phone aloft. Filming like a wannabe cop. Step away from the pool. "Alex. Give me the keys, now." No knock. No hello, just demands barked with theatrical flair. The air froze, kids paused mid-dive. Parents gawked from behind sunglasses. Brenda puffed up. Voice echoing, "I'm calling 911. This man's trespassing. Refusing HOA orders. Acting aggressive." She dialed dramatically, narrating loudly for her imagined audience, "Yes. Officer. He's endangering the community, send help quick." Her smile oozed smug certainty. The kind worn by those convinced the world bends to their whims. Alex said nothing. Phone in pocket recording every syllable. Brenda preened. Clipboard waving. "See? Folks? This is what happens when rules are ignored. For your safety." A neighbor muttered. "This is nuts," but Brenda shot them a glare. Sirens wailed minutes later, 2 patrol cars pulled up. Officers stepping out warily. "What's the issue?" "Ma'am," one asked. Brenda launched into her tirade, "He's violated multiple bylaws. Unauthorized access. History of non-compliance, remove him." The officers turned to Alex. "Sir?" He shrugged calmly. "Just here for a swim." "Pool's open." Brenda interjected. "Lies. The board authorizes, but then." Jake arrived, pulling up in his unmarked car. Badge hidden but authority radiating. He approached casually. "Dad? Everything okay?" Brenda's eyes widened. "Who are you?" Jake flashed his badge subtly. "Detective Thompson. Off duty. Mind explaining why you're involving police in a pool spat?" The officers straightened, recognizing one of their own. Brenda stammered, face draining of color, shifting from smug to shocked panic. "This is HOA jurisdiction. He's trespassing." Jake's voice was ice calm. Show the docs proving this pool's yours to gatekeep. Brenda fumbled her clipboard. Pages fluttering. Well, it's implied in our covenants. The lead officer sighed. Ma'am. 911's for emergencies. Not ego trips. No trespass here. False call's a misdemeanor. Brenda's jaw dropped. Her confident facade shattering into hoarse-nagged protests. But I'm the president. This is outrageous. Neighbors chuckled under breath. The absurdity peaking as her power evaporated in real time. Jake nodded to the officers. They logged the incident, warning her sternly. Brenda retreated. Clipboard clutched like a lifeline. Her empire crumbling in humiliating silence. The fallout hit like a delayed thunderclap, satisfying in its inevitability. Within days, the HOA board, spooked by the police report, issued retractions, fines voided, locks removed, cameras repurposed. An emergency meeting stripped Brenda of her presidency. She sat fuming in the corner as members grilled her. Why selective enforcement? Why waste taxpayer dollars? She muttered defenses. I was protecting standards. But the room erupted in eye rolls and snickers, her hypocrisies laid bare. Standards like letting your friends party late, one shot back. Brenda's face twisted in defeat. Her lopsided logic mocked openly. She resigned quietly, slinking into obscurity. Her authority reduced to neighborhood punchlines. The pool buzzed anew, free from her shadow. Neighbors apologized to Alex. We should have spoken up. Sorry we bought her BS. He waved it off. Water under the bridge. But the lesson lingered. Documentation trumped drama. Patience outlasted pettiness. Whispering Oak's breath easier. Rules enforced evenly now. A testament to how one quiet stand toppled a tyrant. Alex floated in the pool that evening, watching the sunset. The satisfaction deep and earned. Was Brenda the real villain? Or just a product of a system that lets HOA busybodies run amok, empowering control freaks until someone pushes back? You tell me, right or wrong?